All right. I would like to call to order the September 3rd Milford City Council meeting. Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence? Thank you. Jackie, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Mayor Evans?
Here.
Vice Mayor Parrish?
Here.
Mr. Velardo?
Here.
Mr. Price?
Here.
Mr. Thompson?
Here.
Ms. Cooper?
Here.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Here. That takes us to proceedings. Do I have a motion to approve the council meeting proceedings from August 20th?
So moved.
Second?
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Abstain.
Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
That takes us to financial statements. Do I have a motion to adopt the July 2024 finance report?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
That takes us to public comments. Is there anyone from the public that would like to make a comment? Please remember to state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Mary Kipp. I live at 415 Mill Street. I am again asking for a revision to the River District Sound Ordinance to establish a necessary decibel level. We have asked for this since November of 2023 in a letter to the mayor and members of council that apparently was ignored. There have been complaints and calls to the police about the loud music and sounds from the distillery. The one thing that confuses me the most is that when this same situation occurred with loud music from the brewery in 2020, they were told they could not play music outside, and they complied. Why wouldn't the same be asked of the distillery? Earlier this summer, I left a council meeting encouraged when there was a discussion about the sound ordinance and a decibel level was part of the conversation. Since then, nothing. I asked Ms. Seltzer for a copy of the sound ordinance for the district where we live. She explained there was no sound ordinance per se, but the performance standards would apply. Under Section C, noise, the first statement reads, no activity on private property shall emit noise or sound levels that create a nuisance to surrounding property. Would not the same apply to the businesses of the River District? Again, I feel this request is reasonable and would hope something would be done.
Thank you. We've had conversations lately that maybe this will come back to committee, so that's something we'll look into. Anybody else from the public wish to make a comment? All right, that takes us to standing committee reports. Mr. Parrish, Administrative Services.
Thank you, Mayor. We held our last Administrative Services Committee meeting on August 27th, and I called the meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. Present were myself, Mr. Thompson, Ms. Chamberlain, Interim City Manager Chief Mills, and Executive Assistant Jackie Bain. We had no visitors. Ms. Chamberlain made a motion to approve the August 14th committee minutes. That was seconded by Mr. Thompson, and all voted yes. First up for the evening was a discussion around the AFSCME collective bargaining unit agreement. Chief Mills discussed how the primary economic information in the agreement was comp time. The city feels good about the agreement that they've reached with the union. We were successful in getting a cap of 80 hours of comp time per year, and also added an article that allows the city to buy back comp time in excess of 40 hours at the city's discretion. Finance Director Pat Worthland did put together the impact over 3-year wage cost, and it would equate to $307,000 even. That does not include overtime or comp time, but she did find some corrections and that she wanted to point out. Some of the employees appeared to be receiving a 19% increase, but that's actually a 13% increase. Those 3 employees were on a probationary period and since have come off of that period, so it looked like that increase was higher than it actually was. Some of the larger increases are primarily for the service department. Both sides agreed to streamline the wages by eliminating grades so that they are now only classifications and 4 steps of each classification. The committee then agreed to recommend that the law director draft an ordinance authorizing an agreement between the City of Milford, Ohio, and Ohio Council 8, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, or AFSCME.
Second?
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Committee then moved into discussion surrounding Claremont County Land Board and appointing of Christine Seltzer. Chief Mills explained how County Land Bank is the informal name for the Land Reutilization Corporation established under sections 1724 and 5722 of the Ohio Revised Code. County land banks are quasi-governmental organizations with the county requests the city provide representation on. Chief Mills recommended that Christine Seltzer represent the city of Milford on the board of directors, and the committee agreed to recommend that the law director draft a resolution appointing Christine Seltzer to the Claremont County Land Bank Board of Directors.
Second?
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes. The next discussion that evening was surrounding the interim city manager contract. Chief Mills discussed a consultant agreement that he has reviewed with the law director, Brian Pacheco, including the general provisions that were laid out during the executive session in the last council meeting. Chief Mills feels that this is a good contract. Mr. Jones has already been instrumental in helping out, and Chief Mills is looking forward to bringing him in full-time on October 1st as interim city manager. Until then, Mr. Jones has agreed to work as an administrative consultant. This is not just an interim city manager and administrative consultant position, but an individual that will provide employment recruiting services on behalf of the city of Milford. The committee then agreed to recommend that the law director draft an ordinance authorizing the interim city manager to enter into a contract with Mr. John J. Jones as acting administrative consultant until October 1st, at which point Mr. John J. Jones will become the interim city manager for the city of Milford.
Second?
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
There was no further business, and the meeting was adjourned at 5:38 p.m. with a motion from Ms. Chamberlain, seconded by myself. All voted yes.
Right, thank you very much. That takes us to the interim city manager report and the police report.
Thank you, Mayor. Some updates on some projects. I'm meeting with the Kleininger Group at 2 p.m. on September 9th to discuss the Main Street Lila Avenue project. I'm meeting tomorrow with Kleininger to discuss the Jim Terrell canoe and kayak launch. Reminder that we have invitations to bid on the Wallace Avenue water storage tank. We will receive bids until September 11th. Formerly, that was September 6th. We'll receive them until September 11th at 11 a.m. local time. You can submit the bids to 745 Center Street, Suite 218, Milford, Ohio. You can also find more information on our website about that. Tomorrow night, we start our annual Citizens Police Academy. The group will spend 10 weeks together, and we do this in partnership with Miami Township and Loveland. We're losing 2 legends. 2 sergeants are retiring. Sergeant Bob West retired at the end of his shift Sunday morning after 23 years of service to the Milford community, and Sergeant Paul Lane will retire on October 13th after 25 years of service to Milford. There will be a retirement reception for Sergeant Lane on October 11th from 11 to 1 in the Harry Hodges Room. In the process of scheduling an Administrative Services Committee meeting prior to the next City Council meeting on September 17th. Some reminders, I'm sure we'll hear more from Chief Baird about the 9/11 Memorial, which will take place at the Milford Community Fire Department on September 11th at 9 a.m. Parks and Recreation Commission meeting is at 6 p.m. Sunday, September 11th in the Harry Hodges Conference Room. The Tree Commission will meet on September 11th at 2 p.m. in the Harry Hodges Conference Room. The Planning Commission meeting that was previously scheduled for September 11th has been canceled. The next meeting is scheduled for October 9th in the council chambers. Our free yard sale weekend is coming up September 13th to the 15th, where no yard sale permits are required. And our next regularly scheduled city council meeting is September 17th at 7 PM.
All right, thank you very much. That takes us to Fire and EMS, Chief Baird.
Good evening, everyone. Just a couple of things. First, the department has been awarded a 2024-2025 Ohio Division of EMS grant of $3,264.88 for EMS training and equipment. We appreciate that grant from the Ohio Department of Public Safety. That grant program at the state level is funded by seat belt violations, the fines for seat belt violations across the state. Let me just go ahead. I want to thank the Milford Kiwanis Club for allowing the Milford Community Firefighters Club to operate the water and drink sales fundraiser at the, what I thought was a very well-attended Das Kiwanis Fest at 5 Points Landing Park. We made some money, we had a good time, and we appreciate the club letting us be involved in the event. And then, as Chief Mills said, Interim City Manager Mills said, the Community 9/11 Memorial Service will be Wednesday, September 11th, 2024 at 9 a.m. At the memorial site in front of the station, and the rain location is inside of the station, but it's not going to rain. I'd like to invite not only all the city elected officials and employees, but also, of course, the public to attend. It should be about 20 minutes or so in length. That's our normal length. We want it to be appropriate but not overwhelming in a time commitment to attend. Any questions for the fire department? Appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That takes us to council comments.
I would like to be council member Climate Action Steering Commission.
Second.
Do a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Yay.
Thank you.
Are you willing?
I'm willing.
Okay.
Look forward to it.
Say now.
Congrats.
All right, thank you for that.
All right, and then, Ms. Mayor, after that, I'd like to make a motion for an executive session pursuant to and in accordance with Section 3.051 of the Milford City Charter to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual unless the public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual requests a public hearing.
Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
And one more thing, Mayor, just as the Parks and Rec Commission, it's gonna be advertised, but we are in need of 2 more members, and they're city residents that are volunteers, meet once a month, but you'll be able to contact Jackie Bain for that, probably till the end of the month.
Yes.
But anyone interested,
Alright.
she will post that.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And I know we will be onboarding Mr. Jones here at some point, but Chief, I do want to put on our radar too, we've kicked it down the can, the rate hike. We really need to address the rate hike here sooner than later. It became very evident at our last Public Works meeting about the need for some equipment, things like that, and what funding is really available in that fund. So we have not had a rate hike for, I can't tell you how many years. So we are certainly lagging behind on the ability to, I think, provide the service, especially with the new water tower, and that will come into fruition. And then my other question is, we had talked about reallocating the large dump truck for the service, and is that going to be a workable solution? And if not, are we going to need another committee meeting to address that?
No, that's actually worked out just fine.
Okay,
I've talked to both the department heads, and that's working well.
okay.
Good. Anything else? All right, that takes us to Mr. Pacheco and new business.
Thank you, Mayor. Just so council should note that Ms. Bain wrote this resolution, and I wrote the next one. 2024-653, a resolution appointing Christine Seltzer to the Claremont County Land Bank Board of Directors. Now therefore be it resolved that the council of the city of Milford hereby appoints Christine Seltzer to the Claremont County Land Bank Board of Directors. Just one. adopted September 3rd, 2024. Sorry. Thank you.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Second. And that was nice and
Ms.
short.
Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Now for the one I wrote. Ordinance number 24-307, an ordinance continuing the designated outdoor refreshment area for the city of Milford and its governing regulations. Whereas on Tuesday, May 21, 2019, the city manager submitted an application to the city council for approval of a DORA in a specified section of the city of Milford, open part of the DORA application. And whereas pursuant to ORC section 430182C, notice of the filing of the DORA application with the date of a public hearing thereon was published in a newspaper of general circulation in the city of Milford on May 29, 2019 and June 5, 2019. And whereas the public hearing on the application was held on June 8, 2019, during which public testimony was held. And whereas section 4301.A2F1 of the ORC requires the city of Milford to establish requirements that the city determines necessary to ensure public health and safety in the area. And ORC 4301.A2F2 provides for notice of this proposed action to be published in a newspaper of general circulation once a week for 2 consecutive weeks, such notice having been published on May 29, 2019 and June 5, 2019. And whereas the DORA application is submitted and included the premises of the permit holders located at the street addresses on Exhibit A, meets the requirements of the ORC section 4301.A213, 1 through 5, it being hereby further clarified that the boundary of the DORA includes the premises of the permit holders located at the street addresses listed on Exhibit A. Whereas ordinance number 19-1467, council approved the DORA, and since then, the DORA has enhanced the experiences of the patrons of the business areas and the special events within the city of Milford, Ohio. And whereas section 4301.A2I of the ORC requires that council, 5 years after the creation of the DORA, approve its continued operation or to dissolve the DORA. And whereas the city has performed all of the notice and procedural requirements on publication notice and public hearing under section 4301.I82I to evaluate whether to continue or to dissolve the DORA, the application having been submitted on, and I have to fill in that date, and the public hearing occurring on August 20, 2024, now therefore be it ordained by the council of the municipality of Milford, Ohio, section 1. City Council hereby approves continuing the DORA first established by ordinance number 19-467, comprised of the area as depicted on Exhibit A to such ordinance, such area to include and encompass the premises of the permit holders located at the street addresses listed on Exhibit A, as is required to be included pursuant to ORC 4301.A2F1A. Section 2, prior to the passage of this ordinance, City Council determines that all public notice requirements of ORC section 4301.A2 have been met. Section 3, that all the required parameters necessary to establish and to govern the original DORA as set forth in ordinance number 19-467 are hereby reaffirmed as set forth in the exhibits to ordinance number 19-467. To that end, ordinance number 19-1467 is attached and incorporated herein by reference under and in accordance with section 12.03 of the Milford City Charter. Section 4, the clerk of council is hereby instructed to forward a copy of this ordinance to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control and the investigative unit of the Ohio Department of Public Safety, all in accordance with ORC section 4301.82C and section 4301.82I3. Under and in accordance with section 12.02 of the Milford City Charter, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its passage by City Council.
Motion to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Second.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Ordinance number 24-307, an ordinance continuing the designated outdoor refreshment area for the city of Milford and its governing regulations.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Parrish?
Yes.
Ordinance number 24-308, an ordinance authorizing an agreement between the City of Milford, Ohio, and Ohio Council 8, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, open parent AFSCME, close parent. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Municipality of Milford, Ohio, Section 1. The Council of the City of Milford hereby authorizes the city manager to execute the agreement between the City of Milford and AFSCME representing the municipal employees. The terms and conditions of said agreement are hereby incorporated by reference in their entirety pursuant to and in accordance with Section 12.03 of the Milford City Charter. Section 2, pursuant to and in accordance with Section 12.05 of the Milford City Charter, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its passage by City Council.
Motion to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Second.
Ms. Chamberlain,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Parrish,
Yes.
Ms. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Velardo,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
Ordinance number 24-308, an ordinance authorizing an agreement between the City of Milford, Ohio, and Ohio Council 8, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, open paren, close paren, AFSCME.
Motion to adopt?
Second?
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Parrish,
Yes.
Mr. Velardo,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Ms. Cooper,
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain.
Yes.
Ordinance number 24-309, an ordinance authorizing the interim city manager to enter into consultant agreement with John Jones. Section 1, the council of the city of Milford hereby authorizes the interim city manager to enter into and to execute a contract with John Jones to serve as a consultant for the interim city manager under the terms provided in the attached contract and in Article 4 of the Milford City Charter. The terms and conditions of said contract shall be and hereby are incorporated by reference herein by reference under and in accordance with Section 12.03 of the Milford City Charter. Section 2, under and in accordance with Sections 12.05 and 12.07 of the Milford City Charter, this council.
Motion to suspend the rules and read by title only?
Second?
Mr. Velardo,
Yes.
Mr. Parrish,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain,
Yes.
Ms. Cooper.
Yes.
Ordinance number 24-309, an ordinance authorizing the interim city manager to enter into a consultant agreement with John Jones.
Motion to adopt?
Second?
Ms. Chamberlain,
Yes.
Ms. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson, Parrish.
Yes.
All right, I don't believe we have any old business, so we will be going into executive session and returning only to adjourn the meeting. Thank you.